First thing, what we're going to do is I'm going to take this one here, question 2. 5 times 2x minus 3 is greater than 2 into x minus 1 plus 11. Now, what I want to begin by saying is the following. Would everybody agree with 7 is bigger than 6? We all good with that? Now, what happens if you multiply both sides by minus? I'm not doing anything to do with that question at the moment. I'm just saying a thing here. If I multiply both sides by minus, what happens? Minus 7, minus 6. The minus 6 is bigger. So, there's now a general rule. The general rule is the following. When you multiply both sides by minus 1, you must always change the direction of the sign. Everybody got that memorized off now? You're allowed to multiply both sides by anything you want. So any positive number you're allowed to multiply by. So example is if I multiply both sides by 4, 28 is still bigger than 24. See the way I multiplied both sides by 4? See the way the direction didn't have to change? The only time the direction has to change is if you're multiplying or dividing by a minus number. Then the direction changes sides. Right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to multiply this out and see what happens. Minus 1, not minus 11. Thanks. Okay, so look at this, guys. Really quickly. 10x minus 15 greater than 2x minus 2 plus 11. Reduce down to two parts either side. So that for me is 2 parts right here. Anything with an x moves to the left. Anything without an x moves to the right. And finally, I'm going to get 8x is bigger than 24. Divide both sides by 8. What do I get? X is bigger than 3. And finally, you're drawing this on the number line. So you have to make a note of what you're doing. You're doing x element n. That means whole number is bigger than 3. Now, do we include 3 or not? No, it's not bigger than or equal to 3. It's greater than 3. So that means you have to start off with 4 onwards. Okay? So you go 4, 5, and look, you're going to go on forever, which means you're going to just have to put an arrow just to say that you're carrying on forever to the right. It says draw each solution, show each solution on a number line. So absolutely. All right, guys. Will you guys try question 5 for me now? Okay, and I'll put it on the board here. All right, guys. Here we go. 7x plus 7 minus 6 plus 16x minus my 3x at the back. 11 is less than 7x plus 16x is 23x. That's going to be 20x. And so 1. Now, lads, there is something I use on occasion. I use something called a spin, all right? And it's basically this. 4 is bigger than 5. Would anybody agree with that? Anybody looking at the board? Spin it around such that 4 is less than 5. 4 is less than 5. Spin it around. 5 is bigger than 4. Can anybody tell me what would the spin look like on this one? Greater than 11. And you don't have to do any minuses or anything like that. It's a really handy move. You can bring the 1 over to your side and you get 10 is less than 20x. Divide both sides by 20 and you get a half is less than x. You can do the spin move there and you can say x is greater than a half. Everybody see the spin move? Its spin move makes sense. Why not is what I'd say. It's faster. Huh? It makes it look nicer is probably the real reason, isn't it? Lads, who got x bigger than a half? Well, lads, go to a half. Put a circle around it. Why is there a circle around it? It's not included, is it? If it's not included, it's a hollow circle. And then you draw a shaded in line. Why is it a shaded in line? X element of R. Now, lads, if I change this question, is everybody looking? If I change this question to less than or equal, what would happen? You'd have to shade in the block. You'd have to shade it in. Okay? But because it's not, you don't have to shade it in. All right, guys. This one here. Let's change them all to 12s. Shh. Let's change these all to 12s. Okay? 4x plus 8 over 12. Shh. 3x plus 3 over 12. 1 over 12. Lads, see all those 12s? Shh. Thank you. 4 over 12. Okay? 4x plus 8. We good? 3x plus 7. X is on the left. Shh. Other numbers on the right. 1x is greater than minus 1. So if you were to draw this, then once again, it's a similar issue to last time. That minus 1, hollow dot or filled in dot? Why is it hollow? Yeah, it's greater than. There's no equal sign. All right. X value has to be bigger than minus 1. All the numbers that are bigger than minus 1 are to the right of minus 1. So I'm shading in all the numbers to the right of minus 1. And I'm drawing an arrow to say that it continues on forever. The hollow dot basically means minus 1 is not included. You have to be bigger than minus 1, not bigger than or equal. So that's why I put it there. If you're worried about the all right, I think I know what might help you out there. Lads, if you're wondering about this, all right, stay over here on that, please. Lads, are you looking? All right. So, lads, look at this. Uh, X is bigger than or equal to 3. X elements, sorry, minus 3. X element R. You start at minus 3. The first thing you check is there an equal sign? Is there? Greater than or equal. So the equals underneath the greater than sign. So there is. If there is, you fill it in. Then, because you want to be bigger than minus 3, all the numbers to the right of minus 3 are bigger. So that's why I shade in that, like so. You cool? Now, if I go and modify this question, and I get rid of the equal sign underneath, see the equal sign? That means I have to reduce that to a hollow dot, because the minus 3 is not included. Is that all right? Now, if I go and change this question to x element z, x element z means that I'm only allowed whole numbers, haven't I? So because I'm only allowed whole numbers, I'd have to I'm not allowed a line. So it'll start at minus 2 because that's the nearest whole number that's bigger than minus 3, and then it carries all the way over. Is that all right with you guys? Now, if I make that x element n, if I make that x element n, what's the issue there? What's the issue if that's x element n? Can't be a minus, so it start at 1. And no, it can't start at 0. It starts at 1. 1 onwards. 0 is not a natural number. Okay? All right, gents. What question are we going to do now? We didn't get that far yet. Did we do 8 or 7? All right, lads, you do 7. So we did 2, 5, and 8 today.